Hello Mzansi, sanamukela kwa Dijo Bophelo la on SABC2. The aim of our show is to help deal with food-related issues so we can live happier and healthier lives. Every week sinimeme ukuthi nisibuze noma yini enifuna ukuyazi ngokudla bese ke thina siletha ongqondo bethu ukuthi baphendule imibuzo yenu. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngokudla that can help you keep the need for detoxing away. Makalo posted a video on our Facebook page with a few questions ngalolu daba.
Hi Dijo, which food can I consume to help my organs function properly?
Siyasatisfisa ukuhlangana noMakalo to learn more about him before siphendula imibuzo yakhe. Ake sibone.
Ka lebitso ke Makalo Tsuluba le motsaka di 25 ke dula hona mona Qwaqwa Practitioner. Ho hola ke hodisitswe ke nkgono na sebedisa mawa mangata hore detoxa mme a hololo ana khala e sebedisa le spade ne le sona ana re sebedisa holo ka sona mme ona ka tswa ka metsi a sepa mme a ba etsa mosebetsi wa hae le ka tsatsi le leng ona ka sebedisa ntho tse tshwana le di chocolate tsena tsa ka re dipompong hore condenser re tshaba spade a fitla fela a re sebedisa mala ka tsela eo mme ne le tsela ya ona hore re detox ka bona ho tlila mala a rona. Ke la bujetsa tšhomi ya ka hore ke tsela ke detoxang ka wena mme a nhlalosetsa hore tsela ke detoxang ka wena e na le ditlamorao tse mpe be ke fitla ke ya marangrang a inthaneteng ke botsa hore na ke tsela efeng e bobebe nka detoxang ka wena mme yona be hlahisetsa e hlahisa lekgothonyana hore ke ka sebedisa mawa afeng ho detoxa ka lemo tsena tsa ka. Nna o tloa ke le monyenyana since ke sebedisa mawa ao cleaner mmele kapa ona o detoxa jwale ke la ba se fita ke qakeya hore e se le mawa afeng ho tloa neng a sana ditlamorao tse jwalo ho ba le bonkgono ba rona ne ba sebedisa le bontatemoholo ho stela le mme wa ka le nana tsa di sebedisa tsela eo ya o detoxa ka tsela e jwalo. Ne ke ngoletse dijo le bophelo ke batla ho utlwa hore ke dijo di feng tse ka dijang hore di thuse di organe tsa ka di sebetse ha bobebenyana hobane jwale tsela e se ke detoxa ka yona e sena le ditlamorao bophelong ba ka.
We are joined by a healthcare practitioner, Dr. Nhlanhla Vilakazi, who will be answering imibuzo kaMakalo. Now ngangena kule ngxoxo yethu ku Twitter @Dijo or ube lusingene ku Facebook na ku Instagram uthi Dijo or email uthi dijolebophelo@sabc.co.za. We'll be back manje. Welcome back. Usasenamla ku Dijo Bophelo. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngokudla that can help you keep the need for detoxing away. Our doctor will be giving valuable answers to imibuzo kaMakalo. But firstly, let's find out more about the good doctor. Before the break, Makalo says he's been doing his own research and he found out that you don't always need to detox. Shocking, but true. He has specific questions that he posted on our Facebook page, and we'll be answering these questions with our guest, Namhlanje. Now you can never say go Twitter @Dijo or go Facebook na go Instagram Dijo or go email about this detoxing new information. Dijo @sabc.co.za. Dr. Nhlanhla, how are you?
Hi, I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. I like this new shock. I'm going to say shock because all the time you hear them say you need to detox, you must do this. We grew up, they were telling us, exactly. Here you must drink laxatives and all of that.
Yeah,
and I love that you are challenging us and you know, and Makalo has done his research saying that you don't need to detox.
Exactly. This whole cleansing concept comes from a very common condition, which is constipation, that you see from kids to elderly people.
Yes.
So I think because of the knowledge that as generations we've sort of gotten on how to treat that condition easy at home, we've developed this home cleansing sort of method and the need to cleanse your body. But I mean, there are a lot of ways to help your body sort of detox itself or clean itself.
So, Doc, these toxins, right, that are in our systems that we feel the need to detox when we actually shouldn't, are they all coming from the food that we are eating, or are there other factors that contribute to these toxins or these?
Okay. Yeah. So toxins are found everywhere. Toxins are in food that we eat. They're in the air that we breathe. Toxins are found in literally the water that you drink. So you can't avoid toxins, right? You'll find toxins everywhere, and it's very important for us as human beings to be cognizant of the fact that you're exposed to toxins every day.
Right.
And how do I then assist my body to get rid of these toxins?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a number of ways, but I mean, the most important one is obviously exercising and making sure that you're eating a very healthy diet that's diverse in terms of carbohydrates, proteins, enough starch.
It's actually quite sad what you're saying, is that we actually can't escape them because they're in the food we eat, they're in the water that we drink. Because you try filtering the water, but when you leave your home, you go elsewhere, the water might not be filtered.
Exactly,
so we can't avoid them per se, but the things we can do to help our bodies, to help our systems. Okay, shall we listen to Makalo's question?
Function ya pancreas king, and which food can I consume hore e sebetse ka matla?
So a pancreas is an organ. It's located around the tummy region or the abdomen. Its primary function is to produce enzymes as well as gastric juices. Another very important part is obviously the breakdown of carbohydrates, which is sugar.
By the pancreas?
By the pancreas, yeah.
Right.
If the pancreas is disturbed in any way, by disease or anything in your diet, like smoking and drinking, of consumption of, especially binge drinking of alcohol, this can disturb, obviously, the production of these enzymes and these gastric juices.
Right.
And I mean, if you're affecting all of this, this will significantly affect your ability to excrete all these toxins in your body.
So the question by Makalo was, what can they do, or what kind of food should they eat to help the pancreas?
Okay. So, I mean, in terms of the pancreas, I would say the most important thing is to ensure that you avoid. You need to avoid alcohol. So alcohol, smoking, as well as making sure that you avoid a high carbohydrate diet, which is food that's processed food, as well as very sweet food.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So alcohol, you mean everything? Because sometimes now we've got a display of e-wine. Then they're gonna think, oh, you mean e-wine. So alcohol, you mean about whiskey, about what? Please tell them what you mean by alcohol.
Okay. So we all know that red wine is good for the heart.
No, we don't all know that.
So it's good to have a glass every day.
A glass of wine
of
every
red
day?
red wine for your heart. And has been shown scientifically that it actually causes no harm and there's more benefits.
Okay.
But if you're going to, let's say, for example, what people normally do, they won't have a glass of wine.
No, they won't have one glass.
They will leave the whole bottle and have it on Saturday, all of it.
Yes.
So that's different. That's binge drinking. That's what I mean. So having large quantities at one go is the big problem. Because if you're having small bits, then you're producing a certain amount of enzymes, but it's not enough to destroy the actual pancreas. But you can imagine if you're going to take 750 mils of that red wine in one day, in a couple of hours, the damage you can cause to your body.
It's another episode where we'll talk about, really, do we need red wine? Because I think whatever the wine is doing that's good for the heart, we can get from a certain food type.
Exactly.
But anyway, that's another episode.
Yes.
Okay, so then you're saying sweet things because of the sugar that's in here?
So this is all processed food, high sugar, high carbohydrates, and you can imagine that's all the toxins lingering in the body and eventually causing disease.
Next question.
Ke nnete hore jwala bo ama di-kidney tsa ka na mme ke dijo di fentseng ka di jang hore di-kidney tsa ka di sebetse hantle?
I think red wine is probably the only one that we can say we know sort of is beneficial for your heart.
I think you're a brand ambassador for red wine. Do you take red wine?
Occasionally.
Yeah,
I do.
Occasionally. What's occasionally?
So occasionally for me would be once every alternate day. So I would have it with dinner every alternate day. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of alcohol.
All right, I hear you.
Yeah. So, so yeah, the function of the kidney. So the function of the kidney would be to cleanse the blood. And by cleaning the blood, I mean there's certain nutrients in your blood that so you have toxins and you have hormones and you have nutrients in your blood.
Yes.
And the kidney is sort of the station where all of these things are filtered, and whatever the body needs is kept, and whatever you don't need is excreted in your urine. So that's the primary function of the kidney, filtering the blood. Now, when your kidney fails to filter these toxins out of your body or your blood, so what happens is that obviously that's when you start getting things like kidney failure. And another big one is kidney stones formation, which are these clumps that form. And I mean, you see kidney stones in both kids as well as adults. So it's
what
something
makes them form?
Okay, so what happens in the kidney is that you have a filtering. You have something like a sieve, basically. So if the sieve is not working well, you can get clumps of things not being able to seep through the holes. And then eventually they form these sort of like a small little ball that happens. And as you can imagine, if you have these balls that are stuck there, if they do sort of forcefully get pumped into the kidney, they can block some of the tubes in the kidney. And that's when you start getting conditions like kidney stones.
So the kidney stones then need to be removed. There's nothing that I can eat or something to dissolve them.
So no, not necessarily. But I mean, drinking a lot of water has been shown to help a lot. Things like we've also seen in some patients where even just regular exercise, you find someone saying, you know, I just pushed and I saw something in my pee. So you can actually pee the stones out. But those are rare cases. Most of the cases, if it's stuck there, you're in trouble, and you need to see a medical professional.
Bakithi siyazilimaza straight. Let's hear Makalo's next question.
Malabapala karolo ya bohlokwa mmeleng mme ne ke batla utlwa ke dijo difeng tse ka dijang hore mala ka sebetse ka botlalo.
So our intestines are divided into various parts.
Yes.
You have the small intestine, you have large intestine, you have the sigmoid, and you have the rectum. So they all have different functions. And so the small intestines would be involved in digestion of the food. The large intestines are mainly for reabsorption. There's some digestion that happens, but mainly reabsorption. And then everything afterwards, it's basically formation of, you know, the fecal stuff. Yeah. So I mean, as you can imagine, if any of those different sections of the intestines are disturbed by either what we normally used to use, which is laxative a lot, you can affect the gut flora, right? Which means the gut also has its own sort of bacteria and chemicals that it uses to absorb and digest food. But if you disturb it by using too many chemicals, drugs, or whatever,
any external force,
any herbal medication, you can affect its normal functioning, and that's when you start getting people with chronic diarrhea and things like that.
So, Doc, when they say things like drink this certain type of tea, it is good for you to detox. It is the same as the laxatives and as the what is it the same thing?
Okay, so there are certain teas that have been shown to sort of assist. So they help improve your own gut flora, right? So, I mean, ginger tea, things like green tea, they help a lot. But you have to understand that the actual tea is not what's making you, or what's loosening your gut, but it actually assists your gut in order to do its normal function, which is it's able to sort of get rid of all the bad toxins.
So there's something in the tea that helps us. It's not actually the tea itself. It's the something.
It's the chemical makeup of the tea that assists.
Sure. Shall we move on to the next question?
Ne ke batla utlwa hore ke dijo difeng tse ka dijang tse ka matlafatsang madi aka.
Because, Doc, I'm going to tell you now, I like the fact that you are saying, because I think we are fixing the myth here. You must detox every what. But you are saying that there isn't a need. You are flipping the script. And I like that. So now we are introducing the food that we should be eating anyway, so that you don't even feel the need to, hey guys, this month I must detox, or next week I must detox. Okay, so what is it about these foods that are good for the system?
Okay, so I mean, these are different food types, vegetables, as well as fruits, which are very crucial part of our diet, and assist a lot, especially in the excretion and maintenance of the normal functioning of your excretory system. So, for example, I mean, if you look at things like your greens, your dark greens, which are very important in ensuring that you're able to absorb certain nutrients. I mean, they're very high, some are very high in omega, they're very high in vitamins, which are very important chemicals when it comes to absorption of nutrients.
And then things like I mean, berries, we know, filled with antioxidants and very good for your system, but also taste very good.
Exactly.
But when you see your clients, are these the kinds of foods that people are sort of eating on a regular?
No. Definitely not. It's even rare to actually have a discussion about diet with people. You know? What I see the most is, people wait until they have problems.
That's the thing.
In order to start discussing some of these things.
Yes.
And most of the time, I mean, it's already too late. I mean, if your pancreas is already damaged, and it takes years to damage these organs. It's not, you can't drink over one weekend and say, I have pancreatitis, I have diabetes. It takes years of doing the
build-up.
Exactly, yeah.
And the sad thing is that you don't feel it when it's building up. You feel it when it's now dire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very important, I mean, to start the discussion very early. And I mean, to things like nuts, having things like nuts, making sure that you use turmeric in your diet assists a lot. This should be your normal diet. Like, everyone should be striving to sort of eat this kind of diet. I mean, things like your brown rice, seeds in your diet. Making sure that you have things like apple cider vinegar in your diet every morning, for example. I mean, helps a lot. Nuts help a lot. So
when having a vinegar in because that's what I'm trying to understand. People talk about apple cider vinegar being good, but having vinegar in your system every day, is that good for my system?
Well, I mean, it's very. We all know the nutrients that are contained in apple cider are good.
Yes.
So I would certainly advise for it to be something that you can take on a daily basis.
And this is something that will help me not feel the need to detox eventually, because my system is used to
these kind of foods, which help all your various organs to be able to function optimally.
So this is something like a apple cider vinegar,
apple cider.
like this.
So, for example, for this one, I mean, like every morning, mixing apple cider. Just an example, like 2 teaspoons of apple cider with some baking soda can help a lot in terms of just improving reabsorption and absorption of nutrients in your diet.
Doc, I know that a lot of our viewers, they're listening to you, they're Googling you, and they're going to follow your page on social media, on Instagram and all of that. So a lot of people look at someone and they feel, no, how does he do it? How does he look so good?
Exactly.
Does he eat this food? So can you just take us through, like, whatever you can see, point at, and just let people know how you can prepare this, or what you can have it with. As a guy, as a gent, especially like talking to amachita, something like pumpkin seeds, just add this to your just quickly if you can.
Okay, sure. I'm very athletic, so and I train for size and muscle. So my diet to someone, for example, who's a marathon runner would be completely different. But I'm just going to show you a couple of things here. For example, I would have brown rice, maybe with some chicken breast, if I'm trying to sort of have a low carb diet, but increasing make sure. Actually, that's very important, as well as boiling your food. Another thing that we tend to sort of neglect when we're talking of diet and food is how we prepare the food.
Preparation of the food, very important.
Yes. So ensuring that, I mean, you do things like boiling of food, grilling food, instead of frying food is very important.
So you're saying you'd have brown coat. I know someone's watching
with some chicken breast.
This thing. So you can have brown rice,
chicken breast,
no skin.
No skin,
yes.
Both boiled, maybe with a bit of salt as well, but be very cautious of the amount of salt that you add to your food.
Right.
And then something else that I would have maybe as a snack also on my way to gym is something maybe like a pre-workout.
Yes.
My nuts, I love my nuts, so cashew nuts, almonds are very nice.
Right.
So in terms of teas, right, my favorite is green tea. And I find that it also helps a lot with when I'm constipated, it helps a lot with constipation. And another component is obviously the water component in the green tea as well, because we need fluids, we need rehydration in order to to relieve yourself.
Thank you so much for your input. Thank you for everything that you've given us, and you flipped our script and you made us understand that we mustn't just run to detoxing, but look at yourself and figure out how your body works.
Exactly.
Have you figured yourself out? Do you know how your body works? Really? You do? Okay, then tweet me at Dijo Bophelo. Or over on Facebook, na go Instagram. Over I know how my body works. Dijo Bophelo. Or just email oti. I know how this body works and all the digestions and what. Was a good Dijo Bophelo at sabc.co.za. The interview is being posted online for Makalo to view at Tatenama Notes. You can also log on and watch us again on our SABC Education's YouTube channel. Almost be a dollar, we travel back to Makalo to hear what he has learned from our good doctor. Stay tuned. Don't go. Detox. Welcome back. Nhlanhla Vilakazi on SABC2. When we met Makalo earlier on live show, that can help keep the need to detox away. He has seen a conversation I'm not doctor online. Let's touch base with Makalo to find out what he has picked up from today's chat with the expert.
Ke thutile molemo haholo ka ho shebella lenaneo lenana. Ke ithutile taba hore mmele o kgona ho itlhwekisa ka bona. Hore pancreas e sebetse ka botlalo, o tlameha ho tlohella ho tsuba le ho nwa tahi haholo, mme o ska ja dijo tse processed le tsena le carbohydrates e ngata. Ke ithutile hore di-kidney tsa ka hore di sebetse ka botlalo. Ke tlameha hore ke nwe metsi haholo a mangata le hape ke kwetlise hoseng le mantsibuya. Ke ithutile hore dijo tsa moroho tse tshwana le kale le broccoli di thusa mala hore a amohele dijo ka mpeng. So motswako ona o doctor mfileng ona wa apple cider le bicarbonate of soda ke tlo sebedisa haholo ho balance pH ya ka. Ke leboha haholo Dijo le Bophelo ka tsebo ena e leng mfileng yona ka shegu lenana ka taba ya dijo tse ka re detoxang ka tsona, mme ke a leboha le babuhi hae mo mme le lona kgola le une molemo o motle haholo ka ho tseba hore le ka sebedisa dijo di feng ho etsa jwang le meroho e matla. Ke lebohile haholo.
Awubakithi phela kanjena ishow yethu namhlanje kodwa masingakhali siyazi ukuthi ishow uyaqhubeka online. Awungilahlele ngetweet uthi @Dijo Bophelo or uvela ungene ku Facebook na ku Instagram uthi Dijo Bophelo or just email us dijobophelo@sabc.co.za. Ngizonibona da manje. Ningakhohlwa ukuthi le show le yenzelwe nini ukuthi nikhululeke nisibuze zonke bonke mayelana nokudla ngoba ngaphandle kwemibuzo yenu awudololo iDijo Bophelo. So please, sibuzeni bo via email, via social media, or uvela uhambe ufake iteki lakho uye posteni ungishaye ngencwadi. Kwazi bani, mhlawumbe umbuzo wakho will be chosen as the question of the day for next week's show. Masihlangane la kwa SABC2 for more Dijo Bophelo. Same place, same time. Ngizobe ngila. Uzobe kuphi? Bye bye.